Ask the chairman of the board of the United Precious Metals Association, who is our honored guest today, and the UPMA generally is our guest here. These are the premises of Legal Tender Services, PLC, which has the privilege and opportunity of servicing UPMA and its mission. And I'd like to ask Abe Day, who was the original director and the original member of the UPMA, and from that we've grown into an organization of several thousand and managing assets and transactions in sound money. And he'll explain a little bit about what we mean when we say sound money. So Abe, if you could step up here and share your thoughts.
Growing up in Salt Lake City during the 1980s was a very interesting time for me. For several summers, my job was to get up at 4:30 in the morning and travel to a bakery and bag donuts to sell door-to-door to businesses all over the valley. I carried them around in a basket and attached them to a strap that went around my neck. And it built a lot of character, as you can imagine. And I got to learn hundreds of businesses and how they operate and how they start their day. And after selling my donuts, I would count my money and give it to my father, who was proud of us for helping with the family budget. Every so often, I would notice that sometimes I would get a quarter or a dime that didn't have that little copper band around it. And I was taught by my parents that those coins were more valuable because they were silver. This fascinated me, and I occasionally would go to a local coin shop on 21st South to buy a rare coin or two, because even at that young age, I recognized there was something special about them. They were worth more than other coins, and it was a quiet voice telling me something was special and something we lost in the past. Well, my parents weren't able to tell me at the time why we stopped using silver coins and gold as money in our country, but later as an adult, when I learned that the certain government policies and financial institutions have carefully and purposely phased them out of existence, giving way to endless spending, inflation, and debt. Fortunately, we are living in a time of restoration, especially a restoration to the principles of liberty and independence. This, I believe, is due largely to the connectivity of the internet, and many have reawakened to the spirit of this country, the Constitution, and what America is supposed to be. We are a nation of united people, not divided, a singular culture of independent people from every walk of life. We are melted together in a pot of equal opportunity to be the most prosperous, free, independent country in all of human history. We can only be dismantled by the poisonous venom of division and segregation that is so frequently used against us, even in this our very day. What helps us stay unified despite our vastly different personalities is that with our freedom, we are able to take advantage of our individual talents, minds, and abilities to create services, products, and opportunities to all people. And from this has come the most innovative, diverse, affordable products and services the world has ever known. And this is what I would call our united economy. It unifies us. An economy, in simple terms, is our ecology. It's how we are able to get along and live a happy life. It consists of two basic things: the freedom of people to trade goods and services with each other based on their needs and wants. And the second part of the economy is the money that we buy or trade those goods with. 50% of our economy is the money that we use to purchase our goods with. 50% of our economy has over time been aggregated into the hands of a very few people, most of whom we don't even know their names. Our money, which used to consist of real value, has now been transformed by a sort of alchemy into nothing but paper, plastic, electric, binary code that takes no real labor to create. And I fear that one day the value of these forms of money will disappear entirely. Poof, gone. So Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution states that no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payments of debt. I'll repeat that. No state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payments of debt. The Constitution, a divinely inspired contract, was created to make a more perfect union between the various states. This document is the supreme law of the land. It is this document that gives us the balanced government that was to protect life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it was the catalyst that created this great united economy. Until we, as independent people, take back the 50% of the economy that has been foisted from us, that part of the economy that gives us stability of using real, honest money for the transactions between each other, we will ever be slaves to the whims of overinflated money, ever diminishing returns on savings, and endless economic bubbles growing larger and larger, sucking in capital away from the industries that truly should have it. A few years ago, I approached Larry Hilton to help me create a way to pay my contractors in gold and silver. I was so elated when he informed me that it was absolutely doable. Because of the passing of the law in Utah recognizing constitutional money once again, United Precious Metals Association could and was created. Finally, after 50 plus years, we have a way to use gold and silver money again. With the immense help of Legal Tender Services, who have created this facility to house UPMA's services, we now have a building unlike any other in the United States and possibly in the whole world. A place where you can deposit and exchange gold and silver with others as a currency once again. These are exciting times. This is a time of restoration, and this is only the beginning. We have a lot of work to do. The biggest challenges ahead are to get America to remember how to use gold as money again. If they do, an extremely large portion of their wealth and freedom will be restored once again. I believe gold and silver as money is in our DNA, and I believe we can light that fire once again. If you have a business or a service, start taking gold and silver as money. It's not that hard. Work with us at UPMA to make this happen. If you can take paper, credit cards, Apple Pay, and Bitcoin, you can start taking constitutional money as well. It's legal and lawful gold, silver dollars. It's pure Americana. It's who we are and who we are supposed to be. This is my hope and prayer this day. Thank you for all your support, faith, and patriotism, and congratulations to all who have made this historic day happen. Thank you.